Hello, we are learning about President's Day and presidents. Next week, we are going to learn about community helpers, who are people that help our community to move along and function. So this week, we are learning about the president, who is the ultimate community helper. He is in charge of our entire country. So today, we are going to read a story called If I Ran for President. The author who wrote the words is Catherine Steyer. The illustrator who drew the pictures is Lynn Averill. I see a character on the front. He's right here, and I see his name all over it. It says Ben for President. So I think our main character is a guy named Ben. And I think this story is going to be about if Ben ran for president. So we are going to read this story. It would be great to run for President of the United States. If I ran for president, I'd hope the people of the United States would choose me for a very important job, the job of leading our country. And I'd hope to follow in the footsteps of past presidents such as George Washington, our first president, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. You might remember that yesterday we learned about Mount Rushmore and that there are 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. I'd have to think carefully about my decision to run for president. I would want to know how my family felt about it too. Then I'd ask myself, am I the best person for the job? Am I ready to work very, very, very hard for my country? Do lots of people believe in me, and will they help me run for office? If I could answer yes to all those questions, then I would declare my candidacy. That means I would announce that I was interested in the job of President of the United States. If I ran for president, I'd run a campaign to let the voters learn all about me. People who thought I would be a good president would donate money or time to help. I'd hire people to work on my campaign too. Campaigns can make a candidate famous. Soon my name would appear on signs, buttons, bumper stickers, and t-shirts. I'd even star in television commercials. If I ran for president, I'd work with my political party. That's a group of people who share the same beliefs about how the country should be governed. They support candidates who uphold those ideas. The 2 major parties are the Democratic Party, their symbol is a donkey, and the Republican Party, their symbol is an elephant. There are other parties too, called third parties. But people besides me that would want to be president, the Republican and Democratic parties must choose whom they'll support in the election. In some states like Iowa, the parties hold meetings called caucuses, where they pick their favorite candidates. In most states, party members hold an election called a primary election. Caucuses and primaries show which candidates are popular with voters and who might have the best chance of being elected president. The first primary is held in New Hampshire in the winter before the presidential election. I'd be sure to visit there, but I would have to bundle up. Oh my goodness, way more people now. In the summer before the election, the political parties announce their candidate for president. The major parties make this announcement at meetings called conventions. Each state sends delegates to the convention. The delegates vote for the candidate who is the most popular in their state. A convention looks like a big celebration full of cheering and chanting, balloons and confetti. Millions of Americans watch the excitement on TV. By the time of the convention, usually everyone knows which candidate will be chosen, but the delegates still hold a vote. If my party chooses me to run for president, I'd make a speech and get everyone excited about helping me win. I would tell the American people about my platform, my plans and ideas for our country. My running mate would make a speech too. That's the person who would be my vice president if I became president. If I ran for president, I'd be invited to a debate with other presidential candidates. A person called a moderator would ask us questions. People across the country would listen carefully to our answers. Reporters voters would ask me questions about my life, my family, and even my kitten, Sassy. They'd print out old photographs of me in newspapers and magazines, like a snapshot of me in my superhero costume, or my baby picture when I still wore diapers. If I ran for president, I would travel the country to meet lots of people. I'd have my own campaign bus or airplane to take me from place to place. Inside there'd be comfy seats, perfect for checking out the news, writing speeches, and thinking about how to solve the nation's problems. I'd take naps too. I'd need the extra rest. I'd work hard and be very busy. All in one week, I might share cereal with kindergartners in California and crunch on corn with farmers in Kansas. And have dinner in Delaware where I'd order the Blue Plate Special, an apple pie, and a large strawberry milkshake. After all that food, I might not feel too well. Still, I'd have to smile and talk with people I meet. Presidential candidates make lots of speeches, shake hands, and cuddle babies. Finally, in November, Election Day would arrive. If I ran for president, I would be nervous and excited. On Election Day, millions of voters from across the country go to their polling places to cast their ballots. That's another way to say they vote. Here are all of the states in America. We have 50 states. All of these states are on the same area, and then up above us, above Canada, is Alaska. And there is an island called Hawaii that is one of our states that's in the middle of the ocean. In our country, people vote in private. No one but you knows how you voted, but I'd choose my favorite candidate, me. Once the voting is finished, officials count up the ballots. Then comes the announcement on television, radio, in the newspapers, and on the internet. People everywhere find out who will be the next president of the United States. I'd stay up late and keep my fingers crossed. If I ran for president and lost, the people who worked so hard on my campaign would be disappointed. I'd be disappointed too. Still, I'd be proud that I had taken part in a free and fair election. I'd make a telephone call to offer my best wishes and support the winner, our next president. But if I won, wow! On the 20th of January, I'd say the words of the oath of office and be sworn in as president. On that day, my inauguration day, there would be a parade and a fancy ball. Then I'd move into the White House in Washington, D.C. to begin my 4-year term as President of the United States. And what would I do when I became president? Well, that's another story. We just got a new president and we just had Inauguration Day. You might have watched it on TV or you might not have, but we just got a new president who will be our president for 4 years. So today, I want you to draw what you would do if you were the president. So I am going to start by drawing myself, and I'm going to draw myself wearing jeans and a shirt. So I'm going to draw blue pants. Here I am in my blue pants and black shoes. And I'm going to give myself a red shirt. Here's my red shirt. Here I am. So if I was the president, something that I would like to do is make sure that everyone loves reading books, because I think reading is the best thing we can do to grow our brains. And I know that some people don't have books in their houses. And that would be so sad if you didn't have books to read in your house and you didn't have anyone to read with you. So, if I was the president, I would make sure everyone had lots of books. So I'm going to draw an audience of people. I'm just going to draw little bumps for their head. Here's a whole bunch of people. And they're smiling. And I am going to draw myself giving them all a book. If you were president, you might want to do something silly. Like you might want to make sure that everyone eats popsicles every day. Or if you were president, you might want to make sure that everyone has a bike to ride on. Or you might want to make every single day a fun holiday like 4th of July with fireworks. The awesome thing about being president is if you were president, you can do whatever you want to make the world a better place. So if you were president, what would you like to do to make the world a better place? I would make sure every single kiddo had books to read. I'm going to write my name on my work so that I know who did it. My name is Miss Conley. I cannot wait to see what you would do if you were the President of the United States. I'm so excited. Goodbye.